So this is Carol Zippert, a native of Lafayette, Louisiana. We met in Louisiana in 1966, and we got married August 13th, 1967. And this year in 2012, we'll be married for 45 years. We had decided to get married, first of all. Then we encountered this law, and we said, well, let's try to remove this law. We didn't get married as a pretext to remove the law. I think it's important to say
That's
that.
right, yeah.
That we really wanted to get married, and we would have gotten married anyway. But in the process, we wanted to do this if it was possible, because we thought it would be helpful for other people. And I think that's a part of the story we want other people to understand.
Our church was packed because all the people that we worked with, and my family, but it was the community. We wanted a community there. And we told them to come, just come. And I mean, we had the best wedding presents. People brought us homemade cakes and pies, and they brought us the towels and the gifts that used to come in boxes of washing powder that people would put away because that was a special occasion. Those were our wedding gifts. They were just so precious. They were treasures. But I had to stand guard at the church door because I did not want any media at the service. They could do what they wanted outside the church, but I said, no, this is not a public spectacle. This is a private, personal, very, precious experience for us. The media was very disrespectful. I think the press tried to disparage me, maybe. I was 23 years old, and they're saying this colored girl. And I was approached by, the Lafayette Advertiser. I actually knew someone, one of the reporters who really tried to convince me to give him an interview. And I wouldn't. I said, no, I just wouldn't, because this wasn't this was for us. You wouldn't be interviewing me if I were marrying a black man. So I'm just marrying somebody I chose to marry. And I wouldn't give them any interviews, and I would not let them come into the church.
Whatever was ultimately said in the press, I think it was colored by the times. That the press considered this a big thing and a challenge to sort of the status quo in some respects. And they viewed it as part of the civil rights movement, and they may have wanted to interview us to suggest that this was a setup or a staged event or something. Who knows what they had in mind, but that wasn't what we had in mind.
I think they didn't know what to make of us, and because we didn't go out fighting for us in the sense of talking about what we were doing personally. When we were out speaking in community, we spoke about our work, our commitment, the goals of community that we were engaged in with community. I mean, it just happens, we married each other, and, I'm black, he's white. And but we didn't talk about that. We talked about the work we were doing. And people who worked with us didn't need any explanation. They liked to tease or joke, but they didn't need, because they had a view of who we were by how we lived even before we knew each other, how we lived after we knew each other, and how we continued to live with them as a married couple.